It began in a quiet mountain village where the wind whispered wisdom and time moved slower than thoughts. There lived an old Zen monk named Haru, known not for his teachings, but for his silence. People said he had once spoken, taught, traveled far, until one day he stopped. No one knew why. He just smiled gently at those who asked and returned to tending his rock garden. That's where a young man named Sora found him, restless, frustrated, and desperately searching for peace. Sora had left the city behind, a city full of noise, of ambition, of clinging. He had lost someone, a breakup, a betrayal. He didn't say, but it followed him like a shadow too heavy for his young shoulders. When he met Haru, he demanded answers. "How do I let go?" he pleaded. "How do I stop hurting?" Haru looked at him, eyes calm, as if the pain Sora carried had no weight at all. Instead of answering, he handed Sora a large stone. "Carry this," he said, "and follow me." They walked, up steep hills, across muddy paths, through thorny woods. The stone grew heavier. After an hour, Sora stopped. "Why am I carrying this?" Haru finally spoke. "Because you agreed to, and because you never asked to put it down." Sora dropped the rock, panting. "It's just a stone," he said. Haru smiled. "So is what you carry in your heart." Letting go isn't always about action. Sometimes it's about permission. If that line touched something in you, if you've carried stones in silence, then this channel is for you. Subscribe now and turn your burdens into breath. Let's walk this Zen path together. That evening, Sora sat watching the wind sweep dust across the temple floor. "What if I can't let go?" he asked. "What if I need it?" Haru was quiet. Then he picked up a bowl, filled it with water, and added black ink. "This is your mind," he said. "Thoughts, grief, guilt, all mixed in." Then he poured in more water. Slowly, the blackness faded. You don't force it out. You allow clarity in. Letting go isn't deletion, it's dilution. But Sora didn't believe him. That night, he clutched an old photo in bed, her smile still warm, her absence louder than thunder. He woke up crying, again. "Why does it still hurt?" he asked Haru the next morning. Haru sat beside him. "Pain is not your enemy," he said. "Clinging to it is. You've built a home in your suffering. Of course it hurts to leave." Sora asked, "Then how do I move out?" "You don't," Haru whispered. "You expand." They walked through a bamboo forest. Haru stopped before a tall stalk bent low in the wind. "See how it bends?" he said. "That's strength, not resistance, but surrender." Sora touched the stalk, watched it return to its shape. "Letting go is not falling apart," Haru said. "It's returning to form." And in that moment, Sora realized he didn't need to be okay. He just needed to stop resisting being not okay. One morning, Haru gave Sora a cup filled to the brim with tea. "Drink it," he said. Sora tried, but spilled it instantly. "You're too full," Haru said. "Your heart, too." Emptying is painful, but it's how we receive again. Sora understood. He couldn't accept peace while clutching pain. The cup had to be emptied, so he sat in silence and cried without shame. Days passed. Sora still hurt, but the sharp edges dulled. He began tending the rock garden, sweeping lines into the sand. It calmed him. Haru watched in silence. "You're not erasing the past," he said. "You're shaping it into something beautiful." Sora nodded. He still remembered her, but the remembering no longer drowned him. One afternoon, a traveler arrived, angry, bitter, pacing. He complained about the world, the government, his boss, his ex. Haru listened, then handed him a mirror. "Why this?" the man snapped. "You carry what you see," Haru said. "Letting go isn't about fixing the world. It's about seeing clearly what belongs to you and what doesn't." The man said nothing. Neither did Sora, but both understood. Sora began writing, not letters, just feelings. He wrote without needing to send. He spoke without needing to be heard. He cried without needing to explain. And each act was an act of letting go. Tiny moments of release, invisible, but real. Haru told him the story of the man who clung to a rope dangling from a cliff. He screamed for help, too afraid to let go, until his strength failed, and he fell. only to realize the ground was a foot beneath him. Letting go often feels like dying until you realize it's freedom. They sat by the river. Haru dropped a leaf into the current. "Hold it," he said. Sora tried. It slipped away. "Exactly," Haru smiled. "You can't hold what isn't meant to stay." Trying only creates struggle. Sora closed his eyes and let the current speak. One evening, Haru lit a lantern. "Every night we light this," he said. "Then we blow it out." "Why?" "To remind ourselves, nothing is permanent, not joy, not pain, and not you, as you think you are." Sora whispered, "Then what am I?" "Awareness, watching it all pass. And letting it pass." Sora no longer asked questions. He observed, the wind in the trees, the ache in his chest. He stopped labeling things as problems, stopped needing solutions. Letting go became a habit, not a grand act, but 1,000 quiet choices. He visited the city one day, saw his ex from across the street, heart skipped, breath caught. But then, nothing, just presence. He smiled and walked on. He returned to the temple and told Haru, "I thought I'd feel something." "You did," Haru said. "You felt peace. Because you no longer carried her, you honored her, then released her." Sora asked, "Is this what freedom feels like?" Haru smiled. "This is what being feels like." Sora stayed at the temple, taught others what Haru had shown him, not with answers, but with silence, with cups, with leaves, with mirrors. Letting go was no longer a concept, it was a way of living. Haru grew older. One morning he didn't wake. Sora sat beside him and cried, then bowed and swept the garden. He didn't cling, because Haru had taught him, nothing is ever lost, only transformed. The village said Sora became the new silent monk, but he wasn't silent out of grief. He was silent out of clarity, out of peace. People came to him just as he once came to Haru, and he handed them cups and stones and leaves. So now I ask you, what are you holding that is no longer yours? What pain do you grip like a medal, afraid to drop it? Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means finally choosing peace over permission. You're not weak for releasing it. You're wise. Tell me in the comments, what's one thing you're finally ready to let go of?